Welcome back. So last episode we managed to get ourselves a boat. We upgraded our rucksack and we did pretty well. This episode our aim is to, I say aim, is to try and get a flag down somewhere and look at building a base. We're currently down here. I'd like to have a base up on this river. I think that probably does what we need it to do best. Probably somewhere like along here somewhere. So I'm going to try to see if we've got enough fuel to get us there, and then we'll go from there. Reason being, we have access to that trader still, and that one. We can get water from the river to drink. But if the boat's gone, then we have to make our way there on foot, which changes what we're doing completely. We have some resources. Boat's still here. Excellent. Let's move out. So yeah, so we're going to move up there as long as we can make it there, all right. It will give us access to what we need. There's farms in the area, there's a big city, there's military reasonably close by. Don't know if we'll have enough fuel to get there. And I'm not rowing, as the reason we have blue in the back of our head as a sensor rather than red is because we're a donator, or we bought some mod packs. I think we did really well first episode, but we're going to do better now. Once we get that flag up, we'll need a toolbox, but that's what the towns are for. And then we can start to build. Don't even know if we have any nails. We have limited 2 nails currently. But if we don't have enough fuel, we'll run the rest of the way. That looks like a bunker up there. That is a bunker. Need to go underneath that bridge. There's no point going down in that direction. And we're going to build a freestanding house. I think that's probably better for what we need rather than taking over someone else's house. We can build away from puppets. We can look at things like building a farm at some point in the future. Grow food. I did originally think about living in a cave, but I think it will do us more good to actually build a physical platform house, upgrade it, and get used to those mechanics. So a long boat trip, followed by then a lot of looting. So I've sort of settled on how long these episodes will last, as in it will last until it feels right to have that break. A maximum of 2 hours, a minimum of about an hour, hour and a half. If it doesn't feel like a good time to break and it's 2 hours, we'll go till it is a good time. And if it's a good time to break the episode at an hour and a half, we'll break it at an hour and a half. What I won't be doing is 40-minute episodes. I'm not going to have a schedule of when they'll be uploaded or when they'll go live. I've had schedules in the past and not been able to keep to them due to work commitments, and it becomes a nightmare. So this will just be released as and when. In the future, when I record in other content in other games, what I'll do is I'll record a whole series and then release it as a one-er on a schedule. but pre-record, pre-upload, pre-prepare. And I think in the future we'll look at something like Stalker 2 for that, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Something that has a defined beginning, middle, end. Whereas something like this is open-ended. You'll get an episode once a week if I can do it. If I miss a week, it'll be because of work, real life getting in the way. If I can record extra episodes, I will do. It's always nice to get ahead. And whereas the first episode dropped as soon as the SD rip was ready, from now on they'll only drop when the 4K rip is ready. We're doing okay on fuel. We'll have to stay reasonably close to the coast. We don't have the money to buy more fuel, so. But I've now learnt that puppet eyes are worth money. Not a lot, but they're worth some. So as well as playing the single player one and what we're doing here and recording it, the adventures, I'm also playing with friends on a private server to learn the game, with a view to eventually producing content in full-on PvP servers or PvE with PvP circle servers, the same way that I do with, say, DayZ. But I hope you're all okay out there today. This has been recorded on a Sunday in September 2025, and already I'd say I'm doing better at the game now than I did on my first series a year ago, or 2 years ago. 2 years ago now. Yesterday was my 2-year anniversary of streaming on YouTube. Obviously when you're watching this back, that won't mean the same thing. So the 6th of September 2025 was 2 years of recording on YouTube, or streaming on YouTube, making YouTube content. And obviously we still have our mission to do and hand that in. Which will earn us reputation. Obviously feel free to fast forward through the boat trip if you wish to. I think we should nearly make it where we want to go. We think we've come from sort of here to there on quarter tank of fuel, so that should get us to about here. We might make it, you know, we might not, but we'll see. As I said, it will all be recorded, warts and all. There'll be no editing to the recordings, though in the future that's something that I'd like to look at doing. My skill set's really not there yet for editing of videos to the quality that I'd like them to be done. Amazing, this map's in Unreal Engine, and it's Unreal Engine done right. It's really nice. I play a lot of open world games and this is spectacular. And then even the graphics, even the wheels spinning on the propeller shaft, so it feels real. Now, how many games would actually bother doing that? Don't want to get caught up on any reefs around here. Also, by building where we want to build, we can have vehicles, have a little garage, or have, as we get vehicles, we can have cars and bikes. Maybe an aeroplane in the future. There is no overall objective for this series. It's just a case of playing it until I run out of things to do and see and explore. I love the fact that this is an open world game that's a multiplayer open world game, but they give a standalone single player experience as well. And you can do things like you could turn all the zombies off if you wanted to and the mechs off, and you could play this pure, even the AI if you wanted to. You could play this purely as a survival game, which is a really interesting mechanic, because I would argue if you turn the mechs off and the zombies, the puppets off, this would become probably the best survival game out there, because it's so complex. I would argue that you would leave the AI on, because that way you've got a threat still in towns, and maybe increase them slightly. So at least there's something that's a problem, as well as the animals and the environment. But you could turn the AI off as well. A long old river this, isn't it? Also, by moving into a colder climate, slightly colder climate, it's easier to stay warm than it is to keep cool in game. Putting more clothes on and having more storage is a lot easier than taking clothes off and having less storage. Really surprised we haven't come under fire yet from the shore. Though you never know what happens when you go past this next town. Go around the headland, there's something there that looks military. We need to be careful. We're not made of fuel. As long as we can get past the town on the corner there, I'd be happy. Looking more and more military. Might be worth a visit one day. Oh, I don't know. Is that a bunker? Or is that... That looks like a wall up there. Are they submarine pens? Yeah, they've got to be submarine pens. 100% they're submarine pens. Hardened. Submarines inside. Mustn't get too close to the coast, but equally, if we run out of fuel, we don't want to head too far to swim. Otherwise, this will be disastrous. Mechs on the shore, watching. That one's just fired on something. We're going to hug the shore a bit more because we're soon going to run out of fuel. Reminders, we must come back there at some point when we've got the gear to do it. Suggest maybe a gun and some sort of scope. More mechs. I realise out here we do have a shark issue, so if there's a problem and we're close to the shore, we can row into the shore, I believe. But we'll go as far as we can. Going to be out of fuel now. There we go. Back into first person. So we made it to there. I think we did pretty well. How are we on arrows? 12 arrows, 13 arrows, plus the one in here, 14 arrows. That's good. looking for puppets. What I really want is some farms so we can get some food. I'm going to have to hit main roads to get them. We do have a town coming up. Might be worth a search. There's certain items we're going to need. We're nearly out of water. Well, we are out of water as well. So actually hitting the town and seeing if there's a well available makes a lot of sense. Food and water's all right at the moment, but we are a bit warm, but that's where we are on the map. As we move sort of past this line, it'll get a little bit more, not colder, but we'll move into more better terrain for us. The amount of gear that we've got on. I've learned that you can auto run or auto walk. You hold down shift, tap W for forward, and then just use your wheel to speed yourself up or slow yourself down. It's really nice. Makes a massive difference. But when you're away from the puppets and the AI and the mechs, this is just an immensely amazing survival game. Oh, I know I'm out of water. I don't think we have an emergency food on us either. No, we can light fires though. So we'll be searching these houses we're coming up to. Little estate here somewhere. Might not be many houses, but it's something. There they are up there. Right, we'll come off auto run. Hopefully this is a farmstead. Do with finding food. In a farmstead, that's for sure. There are a few houses here though. Nice to see a garage. Might get a toolbox. We're going to need for the flag. Nothing in here. The car's not ready to go, so there's no point pretending it is. Boiled. We won't be eating that then. Sweatpants. I think we'll carry them. That's not a particularly good property, was it? Someone's left here. Maybe in a hurry. What's behind that door? Nicer apartment, but nothing found. It's going to be night time soon. Cotton will take. Got a shirt. Fork. That's useful for fishing. We're a long way away from fishing. Apple tree there. Wild cherries. We'll take them with us. I hear a puppet. Police one. It's a shame that the police all died. We'll take the eye. We can sell that. Okay. Bolts will take the building. Not the best house, is it? Like this whole area is abandoned. Needed for the flag. That was massive. That's worth having. More food. Okay, so my backpack is 5 by 1, 2, by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my backpack's 25 slots. Put that down. Equip that one a second. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's slightly bigger. 2, 3, 4 actually by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think mine's bigger, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got 25 slots, and this is 4 by. That's 20 slots. We'll stay with my rucksack. That's a shame. That's fine though. Carry on to the trader, shall we? I wonder if we should take that backpack to sell to the trader. That might make sense. Where was it? Not there. Upstairs. Here we go. Not here, though, was it? Let's move on to the trader. We've got some items we can sell. These look like fruit trees, maybe? Maybe olive trees? I am wary of the water situation. For the first time we find a river that we can drink from safely that's not salt water, we will drink and then fill up our water bottle, which is going to be up here somewhere. We Alt. Is there a photo mode? No. Obviously, when we're in a boat, we can move around and get really good photos from other angles. Trader over there, I believe. Still have our bank card on us. How much rep have we got? Not sure is the answer. Faction points, as they call them. Right, check some of this food. That'll have a bit of hydration in it as well. I want to eat it before it goes off. Lightly off. We'll take the risk. Our water's going up and our food's going up, isn't it? Yeah. Happy with that outcome. Trader? Yeah. So as you start to eat more and more stuff that you find, your tolerance levels to bad food becomes better. So slightly off becomes safer to eat and things like that. Yeah, we've entered outpost B4. So down to the general goods trader, see what we can sell. Maybe we'll just do some runs back and forwards to that town. Maybe not. Certainly the trip to the trader's worth doing though. Now I'm just gathering anything we can find to sell. You want the general store. There we go.
All good here, friend. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to browse around. Let's see what you have.
You pay me for the screwdriver. $1. Hat 36. Rag 0. Forget that. Book 8. Sell that. Cotton we're keeping. Metal we'll keep. Lockpick will sell. Keep. Matches we're keeping. He'll pay 10 for him. Wine cork will keep. Beanie. Wet pants. Dirt. I think that's a good set of sales there. That's given us 165 and 93 in the bank. Let's see if he's got anything food-wise. We have access to food now. Or miscellaneous. With food. So that's clothing, that's food. No, miscellaneous. We've got tools. Farming, that one. Tools, that one. I wonder. More toolbox, 195. Whoa, we can't afford that. Okay. Let's pay our money into the bank. Stayed. And the bank.
Welcome to the most secure place on the island.
Right, we got money put aside now.
Pleasure as always.
Wouldn't go that far, mate. So, I think we should come out and search around these areas here. Maybe the town there. If we can make enough money for a toolbox, we're sorted, but I don't think we'll go that far. That's food. That's spare weapons. Actually, that's improvised weapons. Work this out. That's all base building. That's emergency first aid. That's knives. That's an extra weapon item. Emergency first aid. That's food because it's cooking. And that's my sewing kit. We don't have a sewing kit yet, so we're going to need a needle. So we need to kill a puppet and make a needle. Food's on 100%, water's on 100, food's on 69, so we did really well. No point following the road. We can go across country and get to where we want to get to. Okay, so it's a lighthouse. Now we have to watch for puppets and AI. Puppet, that's good. Puppets are better than AI from my perspective at the moment. Because we haven't got armour on. Used to be a pig house. We will need some scrap for building the flag. Just clearing the house to start with before we go in. Free cash. Only $5, but it's still free. Shotgun ammo. Tempted to take that back to the trader and sell it, isn't it? Fish tank. It is. Well, my character hasn't slept for a while, so maybe it's time for a sleep. I think that might be a problem. Have we taken our pants off? 100% we have. That was stupid. Not the cleverest of moves, was it? I think we're gonna call it here, guys. It's a short episode, and then we'll be back next time to go back to the trader, sell these items off, and then carry on our adventure. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next part.